Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to the Gosh Heckin' Stream.
It's a lovely Wednesday here, April 24th, 2024. It's good to see you all. QOD, are you a precrastinator or a procrastinator? What's up, Bug Daddies? Kayla, good to see you. Hello, hello. Sarah, thanks so much for the share. Greatly appreciate that. Just Bags. Hey, it's Kit, procrastinator. Procrastinator, Katisi. I think it's probably way more common to be a procrastinator than a precrastinator. This is not JM and JK. It's definitely not. Hey there, Emmy Lou. Hey, good to see you there too. Kim, Steph, Stormborn, thanks for the shares. Greatly appreciate that. Miss Muffin, procrastinator as well. What's up, Elise? Good to see you. Stephanie, Kayla, procrastinators. Bev, no text today. We will check into it. Cassie Harrelson with the share. Ellen, procrastinating, writing 3 papers right now. When do they due, Ellen? Are they due like tomorrow? Toto, hey, from Nicaragua. Thanks for jumping in. Good to see you. Hey, this is not JM and JK. Thanks so much for the heart me. Emmy Lou with the lightning bolts there. Elise with the heart me. KTH93 with the lightning bolts and the heart me as well. Mary with the Hundo lightning bolts. Stormborn lightning bolt there as well. We are focused on 3K lightning bolts to get Candy Thunder up here to get the party started here. Ellie's currently skipping a meeting to be here. No, that's precrastination, actually, because you're just prioritizing there. Danny D, you're a procrastinator. What's up, the Effulgent One? Hello. Hello. Oh, by the way, Ellen and the Effulgent One, there's a post in VIP group that probably applies to you both about Dallas and next week. Alejandra, good to see you. Depends what it is, Lady Van Landingham. Pre-Grim. Nice. There's not many pre's out there. Jers, thanks so much for the share. Tipsy Thunder. My sister, Tipsy Thunder, is in chat, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to tell her hi. I look familiar? No? I think it's because I'm dressed like Mr. Rogers today. I've been called a picnic table today. Been called Mr. Rogers today. Candy Thunder, you do your best work under intense pressure. I think Tony Sparks the same way. I think he's like, the afterburners don't light until it's the 11th hour. Yup. That's how it goes. Alejandra on the charter bus on your way to SA. San Antonio with your oldest on her field trip? Heck yeah. Jamie, yeah, I hear you. Pre-married to a pro. Drives you nuts, Miss Pamela L. I feel it. Huh? I have music playing. Grab your mic. Jump in if you want. That's what it's there for. What is that? Oh, man. Thane Grimm, thanks so much for the shares. Greatly appreciate it. Danny, rush last minute and usually damn good work. Hey, you know what? If you're really good at it, you do you. Jill, the queen of procrastination, pre-pro at the same time because of ADHD. Anna. Kelly, Gemma, thanks so much for the shares. Greatly appreciate that. Kelly, you've been binge watching because you haven't been able to sleep. Normally, I hear, at least, my voice is good for putting people to sleep. If you have not discovered the YouTube channel yet, you should definitely check that out because there's a lot more content there and there's a lot more longer content there. So put it on and just let the soothing tones knock you out. Jessica, 25 behind on the podcast. Holy cow. Bill, gotta touch the tism. Spices up the ADHD. Jelly, we do not think it's gonna get to a point where we have to do something, but YouTube will be our immediate backup. And we started posting content on a Facebook page called The Dusty Thunder Show. That and Insta will be a go-to as well if it comes to that. Eventually we'll be including Facebook on some lives as well, but we just started that page like a month ago, so it's got a ways to go before we can even go live with it. Toto, the YouTube channel, if you just search Dusty Thunder, it should be there. But if you go to Linktree, which is linked on my bio, you can get right to it. Courtney, thanks so much for the shares there. Greatly appreciate it. Can't catch up, listen every day, all day. Hey, we put a lot of content out there. Sierra talking about the TikTok ban. In case it does eventually get truly banned, we'll be on our other platforms. YouTube will be the main. Wink. I ain't falling for it, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Bobby Joe, I think they'll figure it out too. They'll figure it out. Hey, Sierra. Hey, no, that's perfect. You've been drinking by the pool for a couple of hours. You are really going to enjoy today, and you're going to have some really great feedback. Oh, Toto, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, definitely check out the YouTube channel. There's a lot more there. KTH, yeah, we'll essentially just migrate the live over to the YouTube side if something ends up happening. Yeah, but even then, Stormborn, it's going to go through a long process, and it essentially sets a timer for TikTok to do something and figure it out, and I think they will. Lee, I'm great. How you doing? I'm doing. What do you mean, am I okay? Do I look like I'm not okay? I'm fine. Hey, Sherry over in Carthage, Mo. What's up, neighbor? I'm actually looking your direction right now. I'm looking northwest. I'm sorry, northeast from downtown Joplin here. 9 months for a solution. We got time. We got time. Daddy Dave, negative. Nope. Brez, hey, nice. Tipsy. Now my sister's telling me I look like my grandpa. Oh gosh. Lady Van Landingham, yeah, Dad Chats does give a really good breakdown of it. We've got time though. What's up, Sergeant Mac? Hey, Ellen. Hey, did you say when your papers were due, by the way? Melissa, I didn't either, actually. We'll check into it. I don't know. We have the worst luck with text services for whatever reason. It's just we can't find one that just works without having to go fix things every damn day. We'll check into it. I'll dive into it. We may end up looking for yet another one. We might. Hey, we're at 871 to 3K on the bolt goal right now. That's our focus to get Candy Thunder up here to get the party started. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here today. Coming up, we have stories about paternity test ruining relationships, a fair child custody drama, parents being banned from family events, rule-breaking sitters, reckless by spending family members. Huh? Reckless spending family members, I think is what that is meant to say.
What did I say?
Reckless by spending family members. Reckless spending family members, we think is what it's supposed to say. Birthday weekend lies and 2 spicy reward stories and a cake story today. First goal, of course, the 3K bolts to get Candy Thunder up here. We do have a new episode of the Dusty Thunder podcast, the Dusty Thunder podcast up on YouTube, Spotify, all the other audio podcast channels with special guest Tony Spark. There's some great footage of him being an auctioneer there. There's actually a photo of Candy Thunder holding the puppy that we almost bought at this auction. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. You should definitely go check it out. And of course, don't forget to follow at Tony Spark _ on TikTok. How did that note get in here?
Wow. That's crazy.
Who put Tony Spark on the teleprompter? The Piano Man audiobook is officially out now on Audible. And actually, as we do Wheel of Thunder today, Been a while since you've seen that animation. Wheel of Thunder is still happening today. We are going to take, is it still going to be the top 10? We're doing the same structure. Top 10 gifters from today, plus 2 new members of the Storm, the VIP group, and 2 existing members of the Storm. We'll be spending a couple of times and using promo codes for a free Piano Man download as a prize. Heck yeah. So we'll be doing that today, and if you're interested in going ahead and grabbing it, there is a link on Linktree for that as well. It has only been out for a few days now, so I'm excited to get some feedback and see what y'all think of it. Reminder today. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get into that, next week, let's talk about next week. Next week's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be in Dallas on Wednesday to see the Foo Fighters. Heck yeah. I'm pumped. Caden Thunder and I are going. Next Wednesday also happens to be Tony Spark's birthday. Tony Spark, his birthday. Did I say Stark? I don't know. Next Wednesday, Tony Spark's birthday. So next week's Wednesday live would have been the Tony Spark B-Day live. That live next week is not going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be on Monday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Monday. Which will be the official Tony Spark birthday live. Unless he continues being as big of a diva as he is right now and declines it. Because it's just a normal day. It's just a normal day.
Tentatively accepted.
Tentatively accepted. Which is the same thing like saying it's fine, which is the same thing as giving somebody a middle finger.
It's just another day, literally.
It's a beautiful day in the drama hood. A beautiful day for some drama. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
I'm gonna miss it, so we might as well not even do it.
It'll be fine. Reminder to keep chat positive today and respectful. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinion. I don't expect you to agree with me ever. That's fine. But it costs nothing to be a decent effing human being, a DFHB, and to be respectful of other people's opinions and to not act like yours is the only one. So don't be an astronaut in chat, and we'll get along just fine. Otherwise, if you spoil, if you're disrespectful, if we get into those areas, you might get your butt muted, so just don't. It's just safer if you don't. We want everybody to enjoy the content today, so please be respectful. MacGyver just got here, and it's already spicy. Of course. Of course. Get out your brooms. It's time. Hey, Candy Thunder. Hey, Candy Thunder. Don't you mind killing that rear air? Uh-huh. Okay. This is going to go really well. This is going to go really well. Okay, let's dive into our very first story for today, huh? This one comes from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut to ask my friend, single mother, to do a paternity test on her son because I had suspicions my husband is the father? What if, like any kid that looked remotely like it could be, like had features that your spouse shared, what if you just walked up to any random kid and demanded a paternity test, like any kid in public? It would be amazing. Messy, but I'll make this as short as possible. So one of my best friends had a kid 3 years ago. She said it was a one-night stand, and later the guy expressed no interest in being a dad, so she raised her son herself. No one has ever seen this guy, not even me. The issue is this. The kid looks extremely like my husband to an insane degree. The hair color, eyes, face, everything. He's even been out with my friend and her son, and people have mistaken him for the dad before. Needless to say, for 3 years now, I've had my suspicions, but I haven't said anything. My husband is also close to my friend, and the timeline works out. We were all living almost in the same neighborhood around the time she got pregnant. Over the past year, it's really eaten at me. I see the resemblance growing more and more. It doesn't help that my friend refuses to show me a picture of her son's biological father, no matter how much I ask. It kept spiraling. Words are hard. It kept spiraling until I had a meltdown and confronted both of them, saying that I would pack up and leave if I didn't see a paternity test. Long story short, my friend got a paternity test but said our friendship was over. The test says my husband isn't the father. I feel so ashamed to lose my friend, but I thought my husband would slightly understand since even he sees the obvious resemblance between him and this kid. But he has moved out for the time being, and I'm worried this is the end of our marriage. Am I the astronaut for insisting on that test? I honestly felt like I had no other choice. The resemblance was unavoidable, and it was eating at me so much that no amount of therapy could help. I thought my husband would understand my fears, most of all given my history with past cheating exes. Did I fuck up, and how badly? Hold up. You mean to tell me there was no other option, like maybe even bringing up the fact that it freaks you out how much they look alike? Like maybe the fact that you're looking back in time and looking at the timeline and looking at how you all lived really close to each other around this time, and it has made you suspicious and had like a pre-conversation before demanding a paternity test. There were no other options? None. There were no other options than just out of the blue being like, I would like a paternity test. And then saying, you're shocked that your husband isn't understanding because even the resemblance freaks him out. Yeah, okay, the resemblance freaks him out. The other side of this that you seem to be just glossing over here is that you're accusing him of cheating on you as well. It's not just this, like, some kind of spontaneous mitosis occurred and he just split himself off into a kid. It wasn't an immaculate conception. Your husband would have had to cheat on you for your suspicions to be true. And you demanding a paternity test says, I believe these suspicions enough that I'm going to demand a paternity test. But it feels like a pretty big fuck up to me with no pre-conversation in here. Oh, we get some Candy Thunder feedback on this too. Let me give some thanks for this real quick, and then we'll set up the next one. We have Dr. Sweets in the house today in the number one spot. Sapphire's 96. Kim is tired. Dread Zone. Mama Jams. Calic Brew. Penny Poo. Pity. AK Mary. KTH 93. T-Hef 90. Candy Thunder.
Fane.
Don't know why I said it like that.
Fane.
Tony Spark, Blessed Wonder Woman, Jilly 55, Cassie Harrelson, Emma Vassallo, Tanya D, aka T. This is not JM and JK. 10th anniversary of Adventures with Pam, Prep Girl, Elise Newman, Miss Pamela L, Anise Moon, Opal Lady of Poison, Kiki Leon, Tarakis, Morgan Jade, Berlioz, Jen Design Store, Stormborn, Justina, K-Crush, Mama Silver, Effulgent One, Greenwich, MJ Newcomb. Thank you all so much for helping me get Candy Thunder up here. I'm going to get the next goal set up, and then we'll get her up here to talk about this story. And the next goal is going to get Tony Spark up here and a spicy reward story.
Spicy.
If I can find what I'm looking for. There we are. We are going for donuts. We have 700 donuts. We also have a like goal 600K today, of which you guys are already at 10% of.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Candy Thunder.
Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder.
You've got like a...
But why are you so pretty? I don't know if that's the direction you want to go right now.
Dear Lord. Okay.
It just looks weird on camera, you know.
I was just trying to shrink off. About the story. I'm so awkward. I'm sorry.
Let's
guys.
not say shrink off ever again.
Okay. So I think that this story is the case of when you let the voices in your head control your reality instead of actually seeing what's going on or like thinking rationally. She just like let it go on for so long in her head that it became irrational, and it's going to end most likely her marriage. She accused her husband of cheating and he didn't cheat. She said in comments that she went to the center for they got the testing done. She was there, so she knows it wasn't like a fake test. But she let this woman or let this thing inside her head grow into its own like beast, and now it's basically ruined her life. And I don't know that if I accused you of cheating this hard, I don't know that we could come back from that. Like, 'cause I would
no,
prove that
especially
I
if there
don't
wasn't like
trust
a
you.
pre-conversation there. Sergeant Max saying the husband/neighbor probably had interactions that Opie was jealous of, and the kid confirmed her. That's
Yeah.
entirely possible. There had to be something seeding this before, and not just a random kid popping up that looks like her
Right.
husband. But it is my understanding the same that you're receiving from the story, where she didn't speak up about it previously, and
I
then let
think-
it boil to this point, and then brought
I
it
think
up.
she said that she like mentioned it, like being funny, mentioned it, but like I don't think that she ever like actually sat her husband down and was like, "Hey, this kid looks like you, and I'm concerned. I know this sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but like help me work through this because I feel uncomfortable with this."
I would probably, in her shoes, have that conversation, what you just said, with hubby first, and been like, I'm freaking out. I'm sure it's nothing. And I would never accuse you of this because I don't think that you would ever do it. But it's hard to ignore the fact that this looks like you reborn, right? It's hard to ignore that
Right.
to any sane person out there. And I feel like I'm going crazy because I know you would never do this.
Right.
But like,
I can't get this thought out of my head, which is normal. I feel like to have those thoughts in your head, but you have to decide what's real and what's not. And at that point, she had no idea if that was true, but she pointed the finger and
at both of them.
yes.
Yeah, and like somebody's saying here, she made the demand on her friend too, not just her hubby, which I think was
Right.
the second fuck up here. Not talking to just hubby first and being like, I'm freaking out. I'm sure it's irrational, but this is what's happening inside of me right now. Waiting till it got to the point where it boiled up, and then made the
Yeah.
demand of both of them at the same time. Like there's no. Well, she
Yeah,
went hard.
She lost her shit.
There was no easing into this.
But I think you can hype something up so much in your head that you believe it. And like that's where she got, instead of working through it when it first became like this random thought in your head, like you left it there for so long and it boiled over and it just became another life force in her life.
She let her insecurities write the narrative,
Right.
and that's the only thing she listened to.
And I only say that because I've done this 100 times over. Where
Not this.
I didn't accuse him of cheating, but I had like just insecurities in my mind where I felt like unloved or any of all these things. And like, I had to learn that was my own head, like playing with me. And it's like, if that voice inside your head was outside your body and that was somebody talking to you, that voice is crazy. Like that
Yeah.
voice is just all those irrational, like crazy thoughts that pop into your brain. And she just made it her whole life for the past 3 years. And then it just,
Which is a really powerful way of looking at it. If the voice inside your head was outside your body talking to you, would you trust it? Would it be your friend?
and the answer is no.
No.
Like you would not trust that.
No.
But it's like wishy-washy. The voice inside your head is just there to bounce off of. Don't believe it.
The whole so there's conversation about the friend didn't help by refusing to show her a picture of the kid's dad. But my understanding is that to her friend was completely unrelated to
Right.
this conspiracy theory that was going on in OP's head that the friend didn't know about until she demanded a paternity test. Like you can't put that on the friend and say that she knew about this and she wasn't helping the situation by refusing to do that because she didn't know about it until this paternity test was demanded. And also, yes, maybe she did bring it up in a joking way that they looked alike, probably with an eye twitch while she said it, right? Because
Right.
she's like, isn't it funny how much they look alike?
It's like when Navy.
Ah,
I imagine
funny.
it's like when Navy gets in trouble and she's like trying to make you laugh because she wants to move on from being in trouble. So like
tears in her eyes still. I'm
funny.
happy.
It's funny.
I'm happy. I'm
No,
happy.
I think if I had these feelings, I would have done what I said and just said, like, I know that this is probably not true, but I can't help the fact that this thought is eating away at my brain. Like, walk me through this and help me overcome this because I can't move forward until I have this conversation.
And as your partner, I would have been like, what the fuck?
Legitimately.
But I would have had the opportunity to say what the fuck and talk through the madness before it got to a point where somebody was demanding a paternity test of
Right.
me. And at that point, if I'm taking a medical test to disprove your insecurities, yeah, I'm probably out.
Right. I just think that she was her own worst enemy in this situation.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's on the friend to have to show, if she didn't want to share who the baby's dad was, I don't think that she gets that information just because she asked for it without a reason why. If she had gone to the friend with the same stuff, like, hey, I'm freaking out, and I'm not accusing you of anything, but this is freaking me out, and I can't get this thought out of my head. She probably still would have lost the friend, but she probably could have got who the actual dad was instead of what she did, which was just boil it over and accuse them of having an affair.
Random thought here. For a second, I was like, what if it was his dad or his brother? That was the dad, and that's why they looked alike. But then I was thinking, would there be some kind of positivity to the paternity test if it was his brother? I don't know how those markers work. That would be interesting. And then it turns into a freaking crazy movie where if it was the brother that did it, and that's why they looked alike, and it came back as like a positive against hubby, even though it wasn't him, he's essentially getting framed for it. And then they both know that they didn't happen.
Movie.
Yeah.
There it is.
Wild. I think I just found the plot for my next book.
Was that
DNA test would have shown some relation.
Interesting. I don't know how tests work. So was it an AITA story?
Yeah.
And yes. No, it was AITA. And am I the asshole for insisting on that test?
Yeah.
I think you...
Where? How big? How big of an asshole is she?
2. I don't think she's a terrible human at all. No, she's not terrible. I think she just messed up. I
agree with you that I don't think she's evil, but she let that insecurity...
No, you're right. Intrusive thoughts. Thank you.
Run 100% of that narrative and followed its lead instead of trusting the people that she loved and that loved her.
Right.
So the amount of damage that she did here is probably ASCON 1 worthy, but she is a victim of her own insecurities here. And of course, it's her responsibility and her responsibility alone to check those. It's no one else's, but she was a victim of her own insecurities, and that's what ran it into the ground here. So yeah, okay. We're at a 2, ladies and gentlemen.
I do feel bad for her, and I hope that she works on her insecurities so that whether she can save her marriage or whatever the next relationship looks like, I hope that she doesn't bring those into that.
Yeah. Well, it is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy of self-sabotage in relationship after relationship after relationship until she recognizes that this voice is not her friend.
Right.
Tell that bitch to get on get.
Intrusive thoughts. There you go.
Get on get.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Candy Thunder.
Wait, I have to, not that, I'm sure there's like 10 people that actually care about the Navy potty training, but we are 4 days with 0 accidents.
Hey,
and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And she gets so tickled every time that she does number 2 in the potty. And she's like, would you just look at it? Would you just look at what I made?
She keeps saying they look like carrots.
Yeah, I can't. I love it so much, though. And she's so proud of pooping in the potty. And it is literally like the best. Like, she's just so cute.
Yeah, it's adorable. Yes. Whenever I get out of the bathroom now, she asks me if I made carrots.
Baby carrots or big carrots?
She's funny. She's a funny kid.
Anyways, I just had to share because I'm so excited.
It's a big deal.
We went out to lunch yesterday, and then like the food was getting ready to show up. So in like typical, I guess, women fashion, I don't know. I feel like every time the food is there, like one of the girls always has to go to the bathroom. And this was with like Kieran and Ava. And now when the food was coming out, Navy was like, I gotta go. And so we went to the bathroom, and she went in a public restroom. It was very clean. And anyways, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Okay, bye guys.
Small victories. We take what we can get here. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, we hit the donut goal here as well. You've unlocked Tony Spark and a spicy reward story. Holy cow. Look at you all go. Let's give some thanks for this real quick. We'll get our next one set up. Dr. Sweet's in the lead there again. This time, 9K donuts. Or 9K. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. See Mike Litteris, Willow Queen, Mama Joe, Just a Mama Trying To, can't see the rest of the name there. Callie Prue, Sapphires, Kim is Tired, Fane, 13. Mongal, Jelly 55, Emma Vasallo, sorry. Daniela Zanix, Blessed Wonder Woman, TF90, KTH 93, Miss Pamela L, This Kid, the Mom 1, Heidi J, The Real RP2, Jody Smith, Cassie Harrelson, and Effulgent One. Thank you all so much. Greatly appreciate that. We're going to get Tony Spock out here. Start a new goal real quick. This one is going to unlock a cake reward story and confetti. cake, story, and confetti. It's been a hot minute since we've shot off a confetti cannon, I'm not gonna lie. Wow. There we go. We are high bear focused now. We're rocking the high bears, and now everyone gets it wrong. Okay, here we go. Tony Spark, you want to jump up here now or after the spicy story?
I'll go after the story. I'm not going to give feedback, but I'll go after the story.
I'm glad to see you're not being a diva anymore. I'll come up after the story, but I'm not giving feedback. You guys will have to demand feedback of him when he comes up. He just won't do it. He just
Save it for my non-birthday.
Save it for your unbirthday. Hey, we can make it very Alice in Wonderland themed. It can be your unbirthday stream. Your unbirthday stream. I'll dress up like a big snail. What is it? Was it a snail? I'll see you soon, Katie.
I'm having a breakdown because Tony being such a...
Okay, here is the spicy reward story. This one comes from, where does this one come from? Let me click on the bit.ly link. Relationship advice. This spicy reward story comes from Relationship Advice and is titled, My 33 male, wife 32 female filed for divorce because her friend told her we slept together. Now she knows that her friend lied and wants to reconcile. My mom, 56, is on her side. How can I get my mom to understand she's hurting me? Why is your mom involved here? Why is your mom involved here, man?
Also enjoy that title graphic.
That what? Title graphic? Oh, yeah. That's a very, very long title. The title is The Post. Almost 2 years ago, my ex went on a girls' trip with her sisters and mom, leaving me at home with our son, 8, and daughter, 6. The night before she was due home, she sent me a message saying she knew what I had done and she wanted me gone by the time she arrived home. That's all she said. She didn't reply to my messages and let my calls go to voicemail. When she arrived home, I was still there because I had no clue what was going on. She came in ready to go, yelling at me, accusing me of having another woman in the house, telling me her friend had told her all about my affair with her and at least one other woman. Our fight went on for days. In the end, I told her if she believed that, if she thought I was capable of doing that to her and our family, then she could pack up her stuff and leave. She did, and then she filed for divorce. Days later, the cops showed up at my door and took my kids. I didn't see them again for 5 months. What? Now I'm mad. She made it as difficult as she could for me to see my kids. She made up stories of physical and financial abuse just to keep them from me. I fought hard. My lawyer fought just as hard as I did, and eventually I got weekend visitation. The first time seeing my kids after all those months apart destroyed me. Their misery was written all over both of them. They saw me and threw themselves at me. They clung to me crying so hard. I don't know how this story ended up in here because this is the kind of shit that I stay away from on purpose because I get irrationally angry at this. But I'm going to throw another fucking red flag here. I didn't care about my marriage at this point. I just cared about my kids. They were full of stories that they couldn't wait to tell me. There were so many stories that first visit and every visit after, and I started to record them. I went back to my lawyer. He said the best way to use this information was to hire a private investigator to get us proof, and that way we could leave the kids out of it, so that's what I did. What were the stories? What were the stories? My PI found all the proof of what my kids told me and more. I moved forward with plans to go for at least 50-50 custody. I got it. For the past 2 months, I've had my kids 1 week. They go back to their mother the next, and a week later, I get them again. According to what I've been told by people who were there, my wife was at a party while my kids were there. My wife was at a party while my kids were with me. There were a lot of ex-mutual friends there, ex-friends of mine. They all believed the lies and shut me out. My ex was there with her new boyfriend. Her friend, the friend that convinced my ex we were having an affair, was falling over herself drunk. In front of everyone, she told my ex she was owed a thank you. My ex asked for what? For breaking up our marriage? This woman started laughing and said she didn't know it would be so easy to convince my ex that I was cheating, but my ex was dumber than the friend thought since she didn't even question it. She just believed it. Then she started in on how on how even after my wife left and did all this shit with my kids, she still couldn't get me into bed. Then she laughed and laughed until my ex attacked her. My ex has been calling me nonstop since and sending messages, getting her parents to call me, her friends. I've had old mutuals trying to reconnect with me. I shut them all out. I don't care that they all know the truth now and want to apologize for their treatment of me. All of their calls and messages go unanswered. They're all dead to me. If not for my kids, my ex would be dead to me too. Not because she believed the lie and made up some of her own, but because she used my kids against me. I can't forgive that she used my kids. My ex is making regular visits to my parents, giving them a sob story of how sorry she is, how she regrets everything, and that all she wants is to put her family back together. My dad was blunt. He reminded her that she broke our family, and he would not help her con me into giving her another chance. My mom is a different matter. The sob story got to her. She's telling me it's best if kids are raised in two-parent homes. To think of them and the love I have for them, not of the hurt and humiliation my wife put me through. To push all the resentment down for my kids' sake and be the father they need. There's that 1950s family mentality that worked out so well. Stay miserable. Just keep the family together. I hate my mom a little for not being on my side and basically telling me to suck up all the shit that bitch has put me and my kids through the past 2 years. I know I'm doing what's right for me and my kids. It won't be any benefit for them to grow up in a house with their dad hating the sight of their mother. This is ruining my relationship with my own mother. How do I let my own mother know that she is pushing me away from her and that I'm close to cutting her off if she doesn't let this go? How do I tell her in a way that she listens to and what I have to say sticks so she gives it up? Have you tried saying, this is ruining my relationship with you? You are pushing me away from you, and I'm close to cutting you off if you don't let this go. It's the same damn thing you just wrote. Say those words to her. Pain creates change, right? The prospect of pain creates change as well. So her, looking at the situation, she is either going to think, oh, he would never do that, and continues to push until you reinforce that, and then she's screwed. Or she thinks that just like as much as she is valuing the holism, probably not a word, as much as she's valuing the entirety of your family being together as a single whole unit over your happiness, I think that she might do the same for her. She might look at her relationship with your kids and think she's going to be risking that if she continues to push this. And that may be the angle that you need to take here. It may be, look, you pushing this further is proving that you are not going to do the best thing for the kids. You do not have their best interest in mind here. So I have no choice but to protect myself and them by distancing myself from you. Is that what you want? Do you want to continue down this path? Because this is where it leads. Her asking you to present an environment of animosity and an environment where mom and dad repel each other, not detest, but actively repel each other. Now, it's worse that she's trying to get back with you now, and now she's trying to grovel and be like, oh, I was misinformed, so it's not my fault, I'm okay. No. You done enough damage for several lifetimes, bitch. You're done. You're done. What was the question? The question, how can I get my mom to understand she's hurting me? I think you have to tell her the truth. Like so many people are saying here, I think you have to tell her where you're at and remind her that you're the one that gets to make these decisions, not her. So if she continues to push, that will reinforce this decision that you will make with your kid's best interest in mind. This is one of those situations where you have to say, look, you don't get to make this decision for me. I make this decision for me, and I respectfully disagree with your assessment of the situation. These kids will not be happier with two people in a home who hate each other. That is not the example that we want to set for them, that I want to set for them. So back off and drop it, or I'll drop you. And walk away. Toxic is taught. There you go, Morgana Jade. Toxic is taught. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why so many people struggle with this now is because they're examples of what a mom and a dad should have been or should be is totally fucked sideways. It was two people who should not have been together. It was two people who gave people an example of what it's like to be unhappy and that this is just the way it's done. This is the way it's got to be. This is life. No. I think when you start thinking about the example you want to give your children, it opens up your eyes to a whole new reality. And that is, I want my kids to know that their happiness matters and that who they choose to spend the rest of their life with matters. I know how lucky I am to have like a really good example of what a husband and wife should be with my parents. I know I am an anomaly to have a great example. And Katie Thunder is too. We're very, very, very fortunate in that respect. But it's easy to see. It's easy to see that the rest of the world is not so lucky, that so many people did not have that. Oy. That's tough. That's tough. And mom, this is, it's kind of funny, OP, to hear you say, like, how do I communicate this to my mom? When you communicated exactly what needed to be said to us, just say it to her. And obviously there's a barrier there, right? Obviously you're asking us the question instead of asking her because there's something preventing you from having that conversation, whether it's the amount of control that she has on you or the guilt that she's exerting on you or that she just won't listen to you because she doesn't respect your opinion. Whatever those things are, none of it changes the fact that you said exactly what needs to be said. Just say it to her. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 2151 of 25 hundo. On the high bears right now, you're damn near there. You're at 26% on the liked goal, already passing 160K here. And we get to bring up a very special guest, soon to be birthday boy. Let's get him up here. Ladies and gentlemen. Tony
Hi, everybody. What's up? What's happening? It's so like, oh, that was really long. I felt like playing the music. How's everybody doing? Yeah. Thank you, Callie. Don't forget to follow me at TonySpark_. Nobody else. Just me. Just kidding. Follow whoever you would like to follow. But as long as you follow me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for the early happy birthdays. Everybody having a good day? How's everybody's day? Yeah, it's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. We're on the downhill side. What are they doing?
I got the shelf lights on thunderstorm mode for you.
Oh, fancy.
For Tony Spark.
Fancy. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thanks, Dr. Sweets. She said she follows me and she hasn't regretted it.
Hey.
That's my goal. I just want people to follow me and not regret it.
That's beautiful.
I feel like, listen, I got to be honest. I'm no Dusty Thunder. There's not constant content that's going to be flowing, but I go for quality. Not that Dusty Thunder doesn't go for quality. That's not what I'm saying. I said that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I'm not going to put out as many videos, but mine, like I just try to make a funny video, and here's my problem. I also forget to make content. This is not going the direction that I wanted it to go. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to backpedal there. I have a problem that I always forget when I'm like out doing things that I should record it and make a video out of it. And I'm really bad at that. And I'm bad at coming up with ideas, or I think of something after the fact. But I got a golf tournament this weekend. We'll get some footage there. NASCAR is coming up next weekend. Lord only knows what's going to happen after that. Yeah. So anyway, I know, Candy. I need more videos. I know. Summer's coming up though too. Lake Tony is right around the corner. I did not just call Dusty trash. That is not what I said. That is not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Dusty Thunder is great.
I'm taking my pen and reading.
It's all great. Take mine too.
What's your zodiac?
Taurus. Turner, my favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. Big Ryan Blaney guy. Used to be Dale Jr. for like ever. Then picked up Ryan Blaney. Last year he won the championship and it was fantastic.
You know, now that you're a golf guy too.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, when we say driver, are we talking about NASCAR driver? Or are we talking about golf?
Hey. I got TaylorMades. That's what I got right now from my stepbrother. Yeah. Lake videos would definitely include Ted. Ted is...
I don't think Tony visits.
Tony doesn't... Well, Tony drives him... Tony gets to the lake, and then that's about it. Tony shows up at the lake Friday, leaves on Sunday. Lightning McQueen. That's great. But yeah, so there's lake season coming up. Golf season. But see, I always forget on golf too. Like I should... But this weekend at the tournament, there should be shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
So... Oh, Layla. I did. I just lost the game. Oh, I did that to everybody in the VIP live last week.
We didn't know what the hell he was.
Oh, man. We all lost the game. Yeah. That's rough.
Draft week.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be damned.
That is.
Rook.
Oh,
asking if you go to Lake of the O.
I do not. I go to Table Rock. I'm not
too rough.
I'm not in the Lake of the Ozarks tax bracket. I'm a little below that. By a little, we're talking a lot. The boat that I have would be thrown around like a little rowboat in the ocean in the North Sea. Would you ever get on that side of TikTok? Like the North Sea TikTok or whatever?
No.
Whoa, that's wild, dude. It's just like footage of these.
How do you end up there?
I don't know. You see
Ted's gonna.
No. You see like the boats. The North Sea side of TikTok is insane.
Oh.
It's these giant boats in the way. I mean, this shit just gets like it's wild. The North Sea. I'm telling you.
I guess I need to get more elevated. I guess.
No, you just gotta. It's amazing. Like, yeah.
Hey, hold up.
Also, somebody asked what my.
Do you want to read these?
No, but I might have one final thought. Somebody asked what my TPD thoughts are. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's fantastic. My favorite song is "I Can Do It with a Broken Heart." Got some others, but we'll talk about it more in the VIP live when Candy Thunder's here because she's done a much deeper dive on TTPD than I have. But anyway.
Also, Navy Thunder is already learning the lyrics.
That's what we need.
She's already singing along.
That's what we need.
Wow.
That's what we need. The album is very deep. It's very deep. It's very good. Thank You, Amy is also a great song. Love that.
V Baby, I'm not sure how to take that.
What? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, thank you guys. Bye. Follow at @TonySpark_. Thanks.
Tony Spark, ladies and gentlemen. I was asking him if he wanted to read off the thanks for our gift goal that got achieved here, but he didn't want to take part in that. That would be the perfect time to use your auctioneer voice, dude.
No. I would mess up with like, what's that
Yes, no, V Baby, I get it. I was being a funny 13-year-old boy. Sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. Can't help it. Dr. Sweet's in the lead. The number one spot there. TLS Journey. Tanya Pimpleton seemed like Litterus Cole Barber. Lab Pug Love. Was it? Did you add Lab to that? It was just Pug Love before, right? You got Labs down too? Unless I'm remembering incorrectly. In which case, I apologize. Brandla, a.k.a. Mary. Daniela Zanix. Blessed Wonder Woman, Lady of Oz, Elise Newman. Lillian, Candy Thunder, Penny Pooh, Pitty, Anise Moon, Tony Spark, Caroline Stegink. I'm sure I'm reading that wrong. I'm sorry. Emma Vasallo, Adventures with Pam Fane, Opal, Lady of Poison, Waver Darlin, Janet Lopez, Erica Eternal, Callie Prue, Wolfgang, Stay Home Mom from NM, Catisi, Miss Pamela L, Berlioz, Crystal Gilmore, Jilly55, T Half 90, Justina, Willow Queen, Trini Marie, The Real RP, Spec Mama, Violet Green, Lil Mix 22, Bobby Bother, Morgana Jade, Deborah Elizabeth, Effulgent One, and Nursey B4. Thank you all so much for helping us hit that. That was a lot. That was a lot of peeps. Thank you guys. That's a lot of people. Maybe I'm just used to being capped out at like 12 to 15 names by TikTok Live Studio. I just got out of the habit of reading everyone. That's a long list. I appreciate it, guys. That's amazing. Okay, the next one we're going to do is going to unlock a spicy reward story and candy feedback. Wait. Yeah. You guys unlocked the cake reward story. I'm getting lost, sorry. Okay. It is spicy reward story and candy feedback. Got it. Okay. We are going for finger hearts. Let me pin that goal real quick. Pinned. Diving back in here. Did I do it? Yeah. Sweet. We're at 30% of our likes goal already. You guys are crushing it. Crushing it. What's up, dude? What's Caden Thunder? You're freaking me out. What are you doing here, bro? Do you have a grill?
He's going to debut it.
Oh. Why do you have a grill? Oh, my God. Are you going to rap with a grill in? Do you want to jump on and show people before it falls apart? Yeah. You want to jump in and show people before it falls apart? I don't know. That's going to say that. You better jump in now. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Thunder's grill. Camera's that way.
What? Me.
Whoa.
Caden Thunder. All right. Bye.
Back to 13.
I don't know what just happened. I don't know. All right, we are on to the cake reward story here. This one is, will I be the astronaut if I said to my coworker that she opted out of our birthday appreciation thingy? I got to read that again. Will I be the astronaut if I said to my coworker that she opted out of our birthday appreciation thingy? Yeah, get it? You understand. A long one, so apologies. I, 30 male, am a part of a small sub-team from my work team that's in charge of engagement and culture, basically organizing team outings, parties, etc. It has also been in our tradition for the past 3 years or so to purchase a birthday cake for a birthday celebrant in our team, with the others pooling in to purchase said cake in our spirit of appreciation. Before, our sub-team collects the money from other teammates, purchases the cake, and gives it to the celebrant, but now that inflation is getting out of hand, we first ask the celebrant if he or she still wants a cake, or a gift that can be more practical for him or her. Now, we have a coworker, Anne, fake name 28 female, who is a bit problematic. While I do admit that I'm indifferent and biased against her, I don't let that get into my head with the specific cake gift thing, as it is different. When I asked her, this is how the conversation went. Hey, just asking you, what do you prefer for your birthday, gift or cake? Cake. Okay, sure, but you'll take a leave on your birthday, right? So what will happen with that? Yeah, I will be out of office. Who normally gives the cake? Well, you can opt for us to have it delivered to you, or if you want to be more practical, you can buy something you want, send us the receipt, and we can pay for it. Can I opt for a corporate gift card? Sadly, we can't do that, as this program is not related to the company. It's just within the team. And she didn't reply to that. After a day, Anne messaged another member of the sub-team asking whether she can use the funds pooled for her as credit so she doesn't have to pool for cakes for the rest of the year. Which, upon hearing that, I thought, what? Why would we fund your share for others? It doesn't make sense. When we collectively said we can't do that, Anne said to use the pooled funds to buy food for our next meeting as her birthday treat to us. Now, I scratched my head hearing that because, So we're going to pay for our food under the guise that you bought it for us, since you think it's technically your money? Apparently, she asked her sister about the cake and said, if you are buying the cake yourself, what's the point? I mean, I get it. It doesn't seem personal and more heartfelt, but given the situation, we're just asking her of her possible options, which up until now, she still hasn't chosen any. Now, here's where I might be the asshole. I suggested to the sub team that why not she just opt out cold turkey? She won't get anything, but she won't have to pay anything as well. It might result in her being isolated from the team more, which would definitely add a rift and awkwardness at work, but she's just being so difficult. So will I be the astronaut if I said to her upfront, just opt out? P.S. I haven't said this yet. This sounds like my hell. This is my hell. This situation is my hell. I'm like, who has time to run this many circles around a fucking volunteer program to get each other fucking birthday cakes? Who has time to create such a convoluted policy around this thing and make it so freaking complicated that what the hell is happening here? Where do these people work and what are their jobs supposed to be? Because this is a full fucking time job trying to manage this volunteer cake program thingy. This is so I'm checked out. I want to opt out of this program and I don't even fucking work there. This sounds like a nightmare. Like, hold on. This seems like the most bureaucratic employee-run birthday incentive program I have ever heard of. Welcome to Human Resources, Maddie. I get it. I'm like, this is 100% human ego-driven bullshit. And my brain is just like, nope. Okay. Try to whittle this down a little bit. It's like they're taking a corporate approach to a volunteer run thing, and those two things don't mesh together well. This rigid structure that OP has in their mind about what can and can't be done creates all kinds of rules in a sense, right? And her request to just be like, just credit it back, and then next time we get food, it can use those funds. So she's treating it kind of like it is an actual pool of funds, but it's not, because it's like not real. That's the weird part of this structure. And the whole just opt out thing, I get it too. It's like, if you don't want to be a part of it, that is an overreaction here, because everything that she's suggesting, it doesn't seem like she's being petty or shitty about. She's just like, hey, just add it to the pool next time we do the snack thing, and then it can pay for that, and nice. And OP gets slightly offended about that, which to me makes sense what she's asking, but then him saying that this program doesn't really work like that, I'm like, okay. Cancel the fucking program. Something is broken within the program, and it seems like it might be taken a bit too seriously to me. So it's, will I be the astronaut if I said to her upfront, just opt out? I think so. I think you're escalating an issue that doesn't need to be escalated here. I don't think she's bucking against the program. I think her understanding of the program is that if she's being offered X amount, and if she puts it back into the pool, there's an actual pool. It seems like there's a misunderstanding of the program here, or you might be taking it too seriously, or trying to keep it too rigid for whatever reason. And so I think so, but I think you have good intentions here. I don't think you're trying to be malicious. You just have this very, very complicated structure in your mind of what this needs to be, and not everyone is sharing that vision. So I'm going to put you at a 3 here, because this is something you probably should do differently. You probably shouldn't escalate it by saying, just opt out, which sounds like it should come with a comma bitch afterwards. You know what I mean? Just opt out, bitch. And instead, get everybody on the same page. Get everybody on the same page about what this program is and how it works. There's a fundamental misunderstanding right now. Cake or present? Neither. I'm good. There, done. Tremie. My goodness, yeah. Like, this thing needs to be simplified. And right now, if I were part of this organization, I'd be like, keep that shit away from me. I don't have time to even think about how complicated that shit is. It is not worth the bite of cake. I know. The cost is great with this cake. Ah. Boy. And maybe if we're talking about the whole program in general, we may be at a 4 because it's something you could do differently. Actually, probably still should because it's just way too complicated now. We got the finger heart tip. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Dr. Sweet's in the lead there again. TLS Journey, Tanya Pimpleton, A.K. Mary, Adventures with Pam, Mama Joe, Royally Nerdy, Crystal Gilmore, Cole Barber, Opal, Lady of Poison, Kim Downer, Wayward Darlin. Doopadoo. Boom. MJ Newcomb, Tony Spark, Callie Prue, Esther Aguilera, Candy Thunder, Branla, Maori, Rox, Erica Eternal, Shell Frazier, Jelly 55, Carissa Freeman, Justina, Charm Play. Sorry, I'm covered in like confetti dust now. Sergeant Mac, Willow Queen, Trini Marie, Fallen Devil, Shannon Aaron, Cassie Harrelson, Sweet Shelley, Morgana Jade, Heidi J, Rain Falls, Tamara Conahan, Spec Mama, Gen Design Store, Mags Mazing, Chris Museum Girl, KTH93, Young and Fuller, Vanessa Riviera, Books and Crafts 1, and Marianne George. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate the love there. It's been a while since I've had confetti, fall out in the shower. Might happen again. Am I still covered in it? How is that like magnetic? Like magnetic confetti. It's crazy. Okay, let me get the next one set up here right quick. What did we just unlock? We just unlocked a spicy reward story and candy feedback. So good timing there. Candy Thunder is back. The next one is going to get a Caden Thunder appearance. Rocking and rolling here. Probably won't have his grill by then. And we're off with Paper Cranes. I don't know why I wanted to say it like Denny Crane. Paper Crane. Paper Crane. Denny Crane, Boston Legal. I got the nod from Caden Thunder. He knows what I'm talking about. Matt! I've been here, man. I've been here. What do you mean where I've been? I've been here. Been right here. It's like the Delilah thing. It's like, what happened to Delilah? And Delilah's like, I've been here the whole time. Sometimes the algorithm loves us and sometimes it just doesn't. All right, it is spicy reward story time. Spicy number 2. Oh, okay. Well, good timing there. We'll solve this puzzle first. We are at 36% of our likes goal. We have about, let's see, what is that? 382-ish thousand to go. We got this. Yeah. Adventures with Pam K. Thanks so much for the paper crane there. Let me get a little bit of catch up here before we dive into that. Candace with an I. Little Red Corvette. Amber with the Jelly. Matt with the Galaxy. Thanks so much. Little Red Corvette girl. See Mike, Litterus, Opal, Sierra. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the love there. Alrighty then. Spicy reward story number 2. Candy Thunder, you are due to give feedback on the story. Just a heads up. She said, yes, sir. I'm listening, teacher.
I'm expressing my love for TTPD right
Is it because of the way I'm dressed? Am I dressed like a high school teacher today?
now. No, I just responded like I would to a teacher.
No. Okay.
But save it for later.
Hey-o. Hey-o. Okay, here we go. The title of this story is, My Husband Wants Me to Teach His Friend's Girlfriend How to Look Like a Woman. Speaking of teaching, my husband and his coworkers sometimes bring their wives and girlfriends to company events and dinners. He's in finance and it's very masculine culture, but I don't mind going. At least I get to dress up and do it to support my husband. My husband has a newer coworker who I thought was single. My husband told me yesterday night that he has a girlfriend. Wait, what? My husband told me last night that he has a girlfriend, but he doesn't bring her because she's not used to this setting. He told me his coworker asked him if I could befriend her. I was a little confused, and I asked how I could befriend her if we never meet her out. My husband told me that they want me to befriend her beforehand to teach her how to look and act like a woman. He said his coworker says she doesn't know how to dress, style her hair, and doesn't know how to act around guys and people in general. He's making her sound like friggin' like Mowgli. It's like they like found Jungle Girl, and like she's been raised by wolves. That's what they're making this girl sound like. I was completely unsure what to say in this moment. I said, I don't know. Why do I have to do this? My husband told me that all of his friends notice and comment on my looks and personality. He said something along the lines of, it's not a big deal. A lot of people envy that I have you. If I help him out with fitting in, he'll look up to me even more. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I try to be kind and gracious to everybody, but it doesn't feel right to be a fake friend. Am I supposed to pressure her to look and act like me? My husband told me that the four of us will go to the golf course Sunday so I can meet her. I was annoyed. I told him I'd rather spend Sunday with him and our son. He told me, that's not an issue. You can bring our son. She has a kid too. I told him that's not enough. I don't want to spend one of the only days my husband is around with other people. He told me, look, I'm not asking you. You'll do this because you're my wife and you love me. Well, it just escalated to a different kind of story now, didn't it? I stayed quiet because I see his mind is made up. I want to make him happy, but I'm not crazy for not wanting to do this, right? No, you're not crazy for not wanting to do this. There might be some bigger issues at hand to talk about here, and to help us talk about that, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Candy Thunder.
Trying to get all the misogyny it's coming off the story. That was so cheesy, but it's fine.
I was just surprised you pulled that off without slapping the shit out of the microphone. It was close.
I did do it. But I didn't hit you or the microphone. I got it down.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that there was a way that women were supposed to look or act or be, or you're supposed to stand here and look real pretty, only speak when spoken to, cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Fuck that. I'm not like that at all. I don't ever stay quiet. I have an opinion and I'll shout it from the rooftops.
Oh, man.
And he said, I would love for you to say, look, I'm not asking you. You'll do this. And I would like to see how that would go over in our life, because I think that would go over real well.
Sorry, grabbing a drink.
Don't abandon me.
I'm not I'm just grabbing a drink.
Look, I'm not asking. I'm telling you. You stand right there.
Yes, Mama.
I don't think that any woman should tolerate this. And what kind of misogynistic company is this guy working for where they think that women are supposed to be fucking arm candy? We're not people. We're just there to look pretty. Like he said, everybody, what did he say? Where was it? Oh, a lot of people envy that I have you.
That was the first red flag.
I'm like, you don't have anyone. Nobody owns anyone. You are a partner with somebody in a marriage where you guys work together to create a family, whatever that looks like for you.
Sergeant Mac, unrelated update. Opie's husband has been missing for months now.
We need the people who say we ride at dawn. This is the story that we need to ride at dawn for. Because
I think we really, I would love to have a conversation with OP here, because I'm curious if this is the first time where he's taken this stance of you'll do what I tell you to do.
For sure.
Or if this is something that's been going on for a long time, because it looks like he found himself as a member of the Good Old Boys Club here. And the Good Old Boys Club is made of debutantes, and they have a certain lifestyle and expectation apparently for everyone to uphold there. So much so that the new guy who has a new girlfriend who doesn't fit the mold, they are now employing a strategy to groom her to fit in with the Good Old Boys Club.
She probably just speaks up and speaks her mind, and they're like, no. This is not the first time, because she says, I stayed quiet because I see his mind is made up. So she knew when she's supposed to shut up and just listen. No, I'm not asking for your opinion. I'm just telling you what you're going to do.
It's giving praise be.
Right?
There are some bigger issues there. Now let's lifestyle aside, like the bigger issue to us, which is how this seems to be his pivot into a completely different kind of life and treatment than we think they've experienced to this point. We don't know that for a fact, but we think so. That's the bigger issue to us. What she's asking here is situational. And the situational thing she's asking is, my husband wants me to teach his friend's girlfriend how to look like a woman. So she's basically, I'm not crazy for not wanting to do this. That's really where she's focused here.
No, you're not crazy, because this woman that they want you to fix she's her own person. She's not somebody that needs to get a makeover in order to be what they think she needs to look like.
At this point, I actually think that the true right thing for you to do is probably to warn this new girlfriend that she's about to be groomed.
Ugh. Yes.
But I think that we can take your question here two very different ways. I want to make him happy, but I'm not crazy for not wanting to do this, right? In relation to grooming this girl to fit the system. No, you're not crazy for not wanting to do that. Also, I want to make him happy, but I'm not crazy for not wanting to do this, right? As in to be a cog in the wheel that is this good old boys club and let him dictate this new lifestyle to you. That is very much I'm not telling, or I'm not asking, I'm telling. No, you're not crazy for not wanting that either. If that is the question here, and this is just a situational lead in for the larger conversation, you have to make that clear now. Because if you allow yourself to become entrenched in this, like 5 years are going to go by and you're going to open your eyes and be like, what the hell happened to me?
I've now groomed 3 women into thinking that they're supposed to fit right in this company.
Under his eye.
Yeah, because this is not going to stop. This is going to, if she does this for one, it's going to be, it's like Stepford Wives. That's what it's giving. Like they're trying to convert the new girl into the Stepford wife.
Good point here. Hey, Freckled and Free makes a really good point here. I think we talked about this before. When
yes.
It's people who find themselves in a weird situation like this in a relationship, it is really hard for them to make the decision for themselves. It is really easy to make a decision for your child.
There you go.
So you have a son. The decision now has to be, am I going to entrench my son in this lifestyle? Am I going to teach him that this is the way it is? And he becomes this when he's an adult man as well. Am I going to make that decision? That's a much easier decision to make than am I choosing this for myself or not?
Break the cycle. Don't let your son become the same. I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure that this stuff exists all over the world, but I don't know. And I do know that I'm privileged because you would never treat me like this. And I think that's really sad that I get to say that I'm lucky because you don't try to tell me what to do or how to live my life. Like we do it together. And that's fucking insane. Why is that funny?
I'm just thinking about I don't try to tell you what to do, and I'm imagining myself being
telling me what to
telling
do?
you to pick up your Diet Coke cans or something. You know what I mean? That's
Do I leave those out?
No. No, she's got it on lockdown here. I was just trying to envision myself telling you to do anything.
You've tried.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my point. I've tried. It's not going to do any good.
And it doesn't do any good for me to try out to tell him what to do either.
No, but I think something that we've learned from each other is that if there is something that is a me problem, because it's something that bothers me, but it's something I need you to do differently, rather than me being frustrated at that or bitching about it, I have to divert focus. And I think this is true of all of us. If we divert focus toward building a solution that makes that thing easier to accomplish, then it works well.
Right.
Right. And we've employed that, and it has worked tremendously well.
In both ways, not just him having a problem with something.
Yeah,
that I
exactly.
do. It's the same exact way.
Yeah. That was a tangent, but I feel like it's a teaching moment.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey,
all right.
We got paper cranes
guys.
here too. Thank you so much.
I'm like, are we done?
Unless you want to read our thanks list here. Tony Spark turned me down. You gonna turn me down too? Yeah. Okay. Just walks away. Just straight up walks away. Tanya Pimpleton in the number one spot there. TLS Journey. Cole Barber. Adventures with Pam. Callie Prue. C. Mike Litterus. Jelly 55. Brooklyn Baby. Prep Girl. Mallory. Rox. Tesh 179. Sweet Shelly. Can I get a save on numbers 15 and beyond? Thank you very much. Justina was the last one there. Guys, did I get everybody else? No, 12. Okay. Mama Silver, Opal, Lady of Poison, and Justina. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate the love there. What did we unlock? We unlocked a Caden Thunder appearance here. That story was wild. I mean, there's so many different layers to it, but it's all fucked up. All of it. That's a lifestyle, probably a cultural thing too. You know, it's weird to us. I'm sure it's not weird to some people. Okay, we are going to unlock, potentially, the ability to get an astronaut helmet on and do another round of confetti. Helmets and confetti. There's only 2 T's in confetti, Dusty Thunder. We are going after Finger Hearts. Finger Hearts 2.5K is the astronaut helmet and confetti. And you guys have unlocked Caden Thunder, so let's get him up here. Ladies and gentlemen. Caden Thunder!
What's up? How y'all doing? How's my beautiful people doing today, y'all? How y'all doing? It's gone. The grill is gone. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep foil in my mouth for that long. It was great though. It was made out of a gum wrapper. How are you guys doing? Fill me in. Give me all the tea. I was sick over the weekend, so my voice is slightly gone. It sounds ever so amazing. Thank you. It's a Nirvana shirt. Yeah, sorry guys. Leaving for Italy. Oh, nice. Italy's nice. Honey and hot tea, that does sound fantastic. Hot tea is nice for when you have a sore throat and stuff like that. Have you guys watched Fallout? You guys gotta watch Fallout. That show is magnificent. So good. Cleaning your garage out. Nice. Tired after a 12.5-hour shift? Yeah, I would be tired too. Can barely handle 8-hour shift. 12-hour shift is, yeah. Tiring. Pretty tiring. Fallout, yep. Fallout's great. It's on Prime, Amazon Prime. Super good. Even if you haven't played the games, you can still totally enjoy the show. Getting some gains. Yep, that's where I'm going after work. I'm going to the gym to get some gains. Dusty's taking a potty break right now, so I'm here. I'm Caden Thunder. I'm Dusty Thunder's son. Filling in momentarily.
Wait,
for those of you,
you're not up here because I had to pee. I went to pee because you're up here because you were a gift goal that they unlocked.
I know, but I'm filling in momentarily while you're peeing.
Have you shown them your new dance?
My dance?
Yeah.
What dance do I have?
You've been practicing really hard. I thought you were ready.
Oh yeah. No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Still working on it.
Yeah.
Still working on it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll dive into her story.
It's a work in progress, I guess.
It is a work in progress. We'll try to iron all the hiccups out. We'll have it ready for you for next time.
Everybody, watch Fallout. Follow Caden Thunder on TikTok. It's Kadin and then Thunder. That's it. No spaces. No other things. Just Caden Thunder. Follow me and express your utmost love for my existence. And I'd appreciate it. Have a nice day.
Caden Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. That full of life, that one. Is there a problem? Yeah.
Do you know what I don't know?
I don't know what that means. Somebody saying they thought we were getting caught out with the screen names? Cut out with the screen names? Huh. Not sure what that means. If you can let us know. Caught out. What does that mean? Oh, was there a trick screen name on our gifter list that I read and screwed up? It's possible. It's happened before. Ah, cool. Cool. Thanks, Miss Puffin.
How do they still get me?
All right, help me watch out for those, team, if you can. They still get me. Okay. All right, we are ready for what here? We did our spicy reward story. Okay, we're just now jumping back to story number 2. We took a very, very long tangent starting right after story 1, and here we are, finally getting back to story number 2.
I got it.
Okay.
It's C Mike. Just use C Mike instead of the last. Don't use this last word.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Damn it. Okay, here we go. This one is from the AITAH subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for telling my husband that his affair child is not welcome in our home, and if he wants custody, he will. He will what? I think we lost part of the title on this one. Yep, we did.
Oh, he will.
I got it. I clicked the link. I got it. Am I the astronaut? Words are hard. Am I the astronaut for telling my husband that his affair child is not welcome in our home, and if he wants custody, he will have to move out? There we go. There's the words that we're missing. My husband and I have been married for 9 years. In 2021, we found out that my husband was being sued for child support. Turns out my husband had an affair shortly after we were married. It nearly ended our marriage, but we went to counseling together and I agreed to stay in the marriage with the following provisions. My husband was to get a second job so that his child support payments did not affect our household budget, and at no point in time would I ever consider having a relationship with this child. If he wanted to pursue one with them, fine, but I have absolutely zero interest in this kid. So my husband has been getting to know his kid over the past couple of years, and recently my husband came to me and informed me that there was some sort of baby mama drama. Apparently, she has to self-surrender in May and is going to be incarcerated for 8 months. My husband told me that he needed to take custody while his affair partner is locked up. Otherwise, the kid would have to go to their grandparents who live on the opposite coast from us. Their kid doesn't want to have to change schools or be so far away from their friends, dad and mom. She will be doing her time fairly local to us. So after my husband told me that, I got up and left the house. I went to the grocery store on the corner and grabbed a copy of our area's apartment guide, went back home and handed it to him. He asked if I was serious. I told him I still felt the same way I did 3 years ago. He said he didn't think that was fair considering the extenuating circumstances. I told him I didn't care about the circumstances. His kid will not be welcome in my home. If he wants to take custody, I will grant him an amicable divorce, but I am not changing my mind. I am not taking care of some other chick's kid. Edit for all the people concerned about what a whip cracker I am in making my poor husband work 2 jobs. He has never had a full-time job since we have been together. He works 2 part-time retail jobs now that add up to 40 to 50 hours a week. He currently only has supervised visitation with his kid. They see each other once or twice a month for a couple of hours with a social worker present. And for those who seem to think that I need to be the one to file for divorce, no, I will not. I am not the one who created this situation. If my husband wants to pursue custody, I have told him I will not fight it. I will grant him an amicable divorce and let him be on his way. However, I am not going to waste my own time, energy, and money to do so. He is responsible for getting his own ducks in a row for the situation he created. That includes being the one to go through the headache of filing. But you know what's going to happen, Hero P, right? He doesn't want a divorce. You do. He's not going to file. So if you want a divorce, you're going to have to file. Otherwise, it ain't going to happen. Now, this is just me speaking here, but I think the fact that you are willing to punish this child because it is the result of him being unfaithful. And yes, you laid those ground rules up front. And by the agreement that you had in the very beginning of this, you are well within your rights or the guidelines of that agreement to walk. But that is your choice to walk. And you need to know that your choice to walk only affects you. You are the one losing here. You are the one losing an opportunity to have a relationship with this kid who you could have a really special relationship with. And who, from the sounds of it, needs someone to step into that role. You don't want to, that's fine. I hope your soon-to-be ex-husband steps up and says, yeah, well, if you're forcing me to choose between my child and you, I'm going to choose my child. I hope he does that. And I hope you walk. I hope you end up filing for divorce because you, with your current mindset and at least the capacity that we've seen so far, probably shouldn't be in a house with his child. You probably shouldn't be a role model. You probably shouldn't be an example of anything for this kid. You're going to be called heartless. You're going to be called a lot of things for choosing you in this situation, but that is your right to choose you here. I would have a hard time making that decision. I would have a hard time choosing not to welcome a child in. But that's me.
I agree 100%.
Candy Thunder says she agrees 100%.
She chose to stay. You chose to stay for the whole thing.
Yeah. She doesn't know anybody anything. She can choose her right now, and that's 100% fine. That is her actively choosing to not have a relationship with this child and be alone. It is a package deal. But she is going to end up having to be the one to file for divorce, and I think she needs to understand and accept that because he doesn't want the divorce. So she's going to tell him that he needs to, well, you can't force him to file for divorce. You would file for divorce. Candy Thunder's punching in.
Yeah, I don't think there's any disagreement that he's a scumbag for cheating on his wife.
None.
No, I mean that's a given. Like he fucked up, he cheated, but she chose to stay. You can't choose to stay and be like, I'm only staying for 75% of you. I'm not staying for 100% of you. If that's your caveat, then you need to leave. You're not in it.
Right.
If you're not going to be 100% in, then she should have left whenever she found out.
She should have left back then, but she did make herself clear back then, and then chose to move forward with that caveat, and that caveat was enacted. And I mean, it's what they agreed to. And yeah, he fucked up. I have more respect for him now, though, because he owned up to his fuck up. He owned up, and he is stepping up to be a father to the kid that is a result of his fuck up back in the day. He's at least doing what he can to be the best human being that he can now. Not that, yeah, obviously he fucked up. But this would be a really tough decision. I would have a really hard time choosing not to have a relationship and not welcome that kid in.
Okay. Jen Page said, if you're not 100% in, you're 100% out. And that's, I think, the entire, that's the only feedback this story needs. She's not 100% in. Go find a relationship where she can be 100% and you guys go your separate ways. It's not working. You need to just get out.
Yeah, agreed. Slow clap from Tony Spark. Also, he glanced at me at one point with the look that was, please don't say something dirty because of this. And I was like, no, I wouldn't dare. 100% in or 100% out. You gave me a look like I was going to say something dirty. And I was like, no, of course, I would never. I would never. I would never. But knowing what we know about OP right now, it's probably best for this kid that she not be in his life anyway. So yeah, bail. If you're not 100% in it, bail, but accept the fact that you're going to end up being the one to file as much as you want him to. Okay, we are at 2,075 of 2,500 on the finger hearts right now, which unlock, holy crap, the astronaut helmet and confetti. It has been a minute. Is it weird that I'm worried about how it smells because it's been so long, just sitting there getting stale?
It's perfectly preserved.
What is it?
The astronaut helmet. Oh, it's been open. It's been breathing. It's all good.
It's not going to be like the astral
God, I opened up a bottle of ashwagandha gummies, and the smell about simultaneously made me puke, shit my pants, and like pass out all at the same time. And I cannot come near that bottle now because it was that bad. I know I need to take them, but it was that bad. It was real bad. Okay, here we go. Let me get a drink real quick. I'll go back to this story real quick. Am I the astronaut for telling my husband that his affair child is not welcome in our home, and if he wants custody, he will have to move out? We didn't give a verdict on that. No, she's not the asshole for saying that because she made her position clear in the first place. That is her choice to make. I don't agree with the choice, but it's her choice. I wouldn't make the same decision, but it is her choice to make. It's also like kind of an ESH. It's like kind of an everybody sucks here. So, but with her specific question, nope, she's within her rights to do that. She already made herself clear. This next story comes from the AITA subreddit and is titled, "Am I the astronaut for banning my parents from a family event because they don't like my brother's wife?" So my 30 female little brother is 23. I have another brother that's 20, but this is about the 23-year-old who I will call Blake. A few months ago, Blake eloped with his girlfriend, Shay, 19 female. Our parents and my three sisters, Mary, 22 female, Bay, 27 female, and Sarah, 25 female, were livid, like unusually angry. I was a little confused, but I spoke to him. And to me, it seemed like he and his girlfriend loved each other very much and just made a rash decision to elope in Vegas. We live about 3 hours from Vegas, so it's a popular day trip destination. So they were there for the day and eloped. Like, yeah, it was a little silly, but I don't understand why they're so angry about it. Blake and Shay didn't even tell anybody about their marriage until 2 months later. Blake and Shay are a very wholesome and, dare I say, perfect couple. They obviously love each other, live together, and split the bills, both study very good degrees, and have 2 cats. I've always said you can't put a timeline on life. If they want to do marriage earlier than usual, who cares? My parents have made a point to not invite Shay to any family events since. They'll call up Blake and say, "Don't bring your girlfriend." They've refused to acknowledge the marriage. Okay. Blake came the first 2 times they did this, but left very early, and he's always politely declined all invitations since then. I've tried to tell my parents that they are pushing Blake away, and soon they can expect to never hear from him again, but they don't seem to care. They take every opportunity to insult Shay, even though they used to love her before the elopement. It's my son's birthday soon, and I'm planning a big party. I sent the guest list to a family GC. What's GC? Group chat. I sent the guest list to a family group chat, and my parents saw that Shay was invited. They demanded that she be taken off, but I refused. They were acting in a way that made me suspect they were going to make a scene there, so I banned them. I don't want them to isolate my younger brother, and he hasn't been to a family event since he got married, besides the 2 he left early. They are infuriated. They're threatening to show up anyway, and I think I have the right to ban them for some, and think I have no right to ban them for someone who isn't even part of the family. My sisters and youngest brother think I'm overreacting, and I could have instead warned them to behave and told them they would be removed if they couldn't do so. They think the ban is nuclear. My parents are demanding an invitation and an apology. Am I the astronaut? No. Nope.
They are being unreasonable.
What in the blubbery fuck were you opening over there? It's like a foil package wrapped in a foil package. It's like you were opening Christmas presents.
Okay, here's what happened. She's going through a time in her life where she's really hungry. Unfortunately, we do not have Belvita bars in stock. They're out of stock right now in the office. So she found a bag of something that sounded like the loudest bag of whatever she was trying to get, and it was pretzels. And then she said, "Man, I need to bring in some peanut butter cups to like peanut butter to dip them in." And then I magically had a little cup
that was equally as noisy.
No, that wasn't as the peanut butter thing wasn't as noisy, but it was just a perfect like, wow, what are the odds of this? And then we were laughing at it, and then it made a weird dip mark in the thing, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
What is happening? Okay.
This is why the teacher has to separate
We've
us
got some
sometimes.
gifters to thank real quick, and then we'll get into feedback for this story.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Dance party with the astronaut helping off. I can't even hear the music. Still can't hear it. All right, we got some people to thank. I can't. Okay. I'm gonna move my mouth. Confetti's in the way.
Okay. We've got TLS Journey, Chef Tila, Brandla 85, Tanya Pimbleton, Cole Barber 07, Callie Peru, Jane Owen, AK Mary, Tony Spark, Lori T, Fane 13, Mama Silver, and
Quee, Dylan Sprague, Brooklyn Baby, Blessed Wonder Woman, Shannon Aaron, Nancy, Mawini, Robin Hazen, Turina, Great Space Coaster, Christian, Tanya D, aka T, White Eyed Cat, Stormborn, Crystal Gilmore, Yvette, Miss Pamela L, Andrea Hernandez, Nana Rule, Sweet Shelley, Cassie Harrelson, Violet Green, Effulgent One, Brie Parcelot, The Cyber Inn, to BMGB, to Blake Too High, Brannigan Minardi, Jarby. Thank you all so much. Greatly appreciate that. I'm gonna get the next one set up here. Rank number 5 in C4. I don't know what that means. Sounds like some kind of bingo thing. We're playing bingo. We're not really playing bingo. It wasn't serious. Okay, thank you guys so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. The next one we're gonna get set up is a just because. We're gonna run hard and see what happens here. We'll find something wild. Lightning bolt time. We're going crazy. Going crazy. Okay, time to dive back in. The muffled helmet voice. We at one point tried to run like a lav mic into the microphone, but it was a pain in the butt. It was a pain in the butt. Okay, so the question here by OP was, am I the astronaut for banning my parents from a family event because they don't like my brother's wife? And I am at 100% NTA here. You're throwing this birthday party. It's at your house, right? Or somewhere that you are the host of. You have every right to ban whoever the fuck you want. Now, you banned them because their consistent behavior contributed to the belief, the strong belief, that they would cause problems. This was not a one-time thing that caused you to think this way. This was repeated, consistent behavior. If you didn't have that precedent to go on and you were just randomly making the decision because one time they said one thing, maybe I could understand them being opposed here. But it is their consistent behavior that led you to strongly feel that this was going to happen, and you made a decision for the best interest of everyone involved. It's your son's birthday party. At the root of it, you made the decision for the health of his birthday party. It'd be great. I'm sure he wants his grandparents there, but his grandparents can't fucking control their mouths and not cause drama. You know what? If they want to be there so bad, have them sign a written fucking contract to not cause drama or take part in it in any way. You can't just say cause, because then they'll figure out a way for someone else to cause it, and then they're just jumping in to something that someone else started. Not take part in any drama or be fined $500. Have them sign it. Run a camera. Collect evidence and see if they actually fucking behave themselves. Still, you're still risking the party for your son, and you're openly choosing a side. That's the problem here. The problem really isn't this party specifically. The problem is that you have now chosen a side. And I say good. You're allowed to have your own opinion. You're allowed to form your own allegiances. Understand that now that you've chosen a side, anything that was previously an alliance between you and your parents is probably going to dither and die. Just understand that it's all or nothing for them. But they cannot demand an invitation. That's not how invitations work. You don't demand an invitation. People who try to demand an invitation end up getting arrested for B&E. Kids in the back of the class either heckle me with words or their eyeballs. Really, that's just Candy Thunder. I love you too, Tater. Oh. Sea Melton, I've got to find your... People treat you how you let them treat you. Boundaries are important. Agreed. This is the first time they're stepping onto one of these boundaries, and they don't know quite what to make of it. I demand you move this boundary. That's not how boundaries work. I demand you pick it up and move it 10 feet that way. Really wish I could, but no. No, you're NTA here, and I'm sure that your brother really, really appreciates this allegiance here. We don't know what underlying issue, aside from the fact that they eloped, and they're very opposed to that idea because it ruined whatever big wedding plan idea or whatever the hell they had. Something they're very salty about. That's a them problem. And maybe that's what you communicate here. Look, this is a you problem, guys. They're just trying to be happy. They're showing up and being happy. They're not starting any shit. All shit starts with you. That's a you problem. As long as you're a shit starter, you get to miss out on stuff like this. Again, if they demand an invitation, I'd say, okay, sure. I'll be happy to provide you with an invitation along with your signature on this contract that says that you will not take part in any kind of dramatic bullshit, lest you be fined $500 each. Each. Important word there. Each. She is family. Like that's a them problem. Again, it is their opposition to her because they eloped. Like she was fine before they eloped, but once they eloped, now she's an outcast. Okay. Well, let's see how long that lasts. What are you gonna kick her out of the family? You're gonna try to enforce an annulment here? That sounds like an old money family that somebody broke tradition and broke protocol in, and now they're just a freaking outcast. But it doesn't seem like the brother gives a shit. He's not coming to family stuff anymore. He obviously chose her. Your folks aren't going to win. But as far as your involvement here goes, yeah, stand up for your brother. Great. Change the status quo. Maybe not being there will be enough pain for them to stop acting like dickwads. A bag of bitches. Is that what we said last night, Candy Thunder? A bag of bitches? Yeah. It's not a bag of dicks anymore. It's a bag of bitches. They're going to choke on a big old bag of bitches. Good for you, OP, by the way. Okay, story number 4 here. Any penalties paid goes to brother and sister-in-law. Yeah. Or your kid, because really, really OP's risking, the kid's birthday party on them attending. So, yeah. Or split it. Split it between your kid and brother and sister-in-law.
Yes.
What?
Bag of business.
Bag of Bizzos. Freaking loved it.
It was Mike C. Literus.
Thanks, Mike C. Greatly appreciate that.
C. Mike Literus.
That needs to be a t-shirt. Bag of Bizzos. Yeah. Jill, it's easy to see why he eloped. This family is like that cake program at that one company, that story we read earlier, the one that we got to the end of, and it was just like, what the hell? Why is everything so complicated? This is the family dynamic version of that convoluted program that everyone's opting out of. Everyone's opting out of the family now, too. Okay, here we go. Story number 4. This is from AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Changing My Father-in-Law's House Rules While Taking Care of His Children? Huh? We are at 3203 of 10K on our bolts, by the way, which is a just because one right there. We're at 63% of our likes goal, 382.2K out of 600K. We're rocking and rolling. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm 28 years old and my husband is 29. My father-in-law has 3 children, 7, 12, and a 14-year-old from his second marriage. He is currently divorced with his children's mother, and the way they divided care is that every 2 weeks the children change parents. Father-in-law is Father-in-law is a lazy and egocentric parent. He demands a lot from the children without doing much himself. He basically acts like feeding and driving them to after-school activities is care. He doesn't have a real job, so not only they don't have a stable income, but also he's a terrible example to the children. He was even worse when husband was little. Last month, father-in-law had an emergency and had to leave for a few weeks. The children's mother also had plans, so he asked my husband and I if we agreed to take care of the kids. He asked my husband and I, and we agreed to take care of the kids for 2 weeks. On the first day, I already realized that those kids are overwhelmed and have way too much on their plate, which causes them to be constantly behind on their duties and makes them even more prone to try and wriggle out of some. Each had multiple chores assigned on top of walking the dog, school stuff, after-school activities, and private lessons. They are already failing at school and need private tutors. I sat them down and explained that I get it, that they have a certain way of doing things around the house, but for the next 2 weeks, it's my house, my rules, which are their main responsibilities are school related. Just like me and my husband go to work every day, they go to school and work hard there. I expect them to be in charge of their homework, try and complete it on their own, but be able to recognize when something is too difficult and tell us so that we can resolve it together. I also expect them to be aware of and responsibly manage their time. 1, in terms of house chores, since we are the adults, we will take care of most. 2, we will walk the dog together unless someone is busy with something. 3, once they are done with everything, they can do whatever they want. Honestly, the 2 weeks went super smoothly. Not going to go into details because word count, but it was great. It stopped being great when the 2 weeks ended and the kids went to their mom and then back to dad's. Father-in-law called my husband and accused us of pitting them against him because apparently now they questioned his every command, that his authority got undermined and that we have no right to do this and that he's going to have a hard time with him now. I get where he's coming from, but also 1, his rules were terrible and I feel terrible imposing them. 2, I feel like when you're leaving your children or pets with someone, you have to realize that some things will end up being done differently. Father-in-law doesn't have many other people who would be willing to take care of his children for so long, and he's bound to need us at least a few more times before they're grown, so the sooner he realizes that, the better. However, a few family members have already declared their support for him, so maybe I'm being too confident. Am I the astronaut? Comment from OP here before we dive into this. Just another Jessica, your mom is my biggest fan. That's awesome. Hey, Ma, tell your mom I said hi. Feels weird to say. Feels dirty. I don't know why. Comment from OP. Okay, so I couldn't give that much into details because of the word count on this sub, but I will gladly give more info. In terms of extracurriculars, we took them to all of them still, which were swimming lessons for 2 of them, tennis for all of them, English for 1 of them, we are not in English-speaking countries, and private tutoring at math for 2. I think it's a little much, but for the most part, they enjoy it, so I had no problem with that. In terms of house chores, I said that me and my husband will take care of most, not all. I agree that kids need responsibilities, but I feel like you can't give them so much they start failing some of them because that's not teaching responsibility, that's teaching failure. And I believe that homework, reading assigned books, and studying for tests are huge responsibilities too. In terms of what they have to do when father-in-law is in charge, he has them do way too much, in my opinion, especially considering that they already have trouble at school, and then he sits on his ass all day. Like I mentioned, he doesn't have a stable job, just does some side things from time to time, so he has more than enough time to take care of the house, which he doesn't. Between all 3 of them, they were loading and unpacking the dishwasher every day, wiping down the kitchen counters daily, vacuuming and mopping their entire 3-bedroom flat twice a week, once during the weekend, doing and hanging laundry twice a week, making their own lunches to school, walking the dog before and after school. Edit. Also, if I remember correctly, they take out all of the trash most of the time, except for the glass. Recycling is mandatory here. Granted that with 3 children in the house, it gets really dirty really quick. I witnessed that myself. But still, that left father-in-law with a minority of regular chores. He pretty much only does groceries, makes dinners, washes the bathroom from time to time badly, cleans out the litter box, and walks the dog in the late evening. My rules were that they are responsible entirely for their rooms and keeping it at least accessible. Like, I don't expect pristine, but the floor can't be covered in all clothes and toys with a small trail leading from the door to the bed. They clean up after themselves if they play or do homework in the living room. They take one small daily task each. For example, loading or unloading the dishwasher, hanging the laundry, cleaning the cat's litter box, wiping the table down after dinner, walking the dog. Walking the dog I treated as a bonding opportunity and a way to force them out. Sorry, words are hard. I gotta wait till that guy goes away. Walking the dog I treated as a bonding opportunity and a way to force them out for a bit of fresh air, which is why I was very adamant on that being mandatory for us all. Comment, and what kid wouldn't want to not do any chores? Hey, once you're done with school and you can do whatever you want, OFC, that's going to go smoothly. OP, I 100% get you, but by smoothly, I meant suddenly things got done and got done in time without any pressure. They seemed to finally get the hang of school, which earlier seemed too difficult for them. They would go back from school and get straight to their daily tasks because they knew that they were going to get rewarded by free time in the evening. A few times, me and my husband were even approached when we were cleaning and offered help by the kids because they already finished their work. They would also come to us and ask to watch a movie together in the evening once everything is done with their work. Like, no joke, this is the most chaotic household I know, and they were effortlessly sticking to a routine. Also, my come to Jesus talk wasn't really that. I just saw their swarm of screaming children fighting us and each other and accusing each other of not doing X yet while Y had to be done, being constantly late, constantly on edge, going to sleep late and oversleeping. So I announced time out and I laid my rules out because I was not going to have it for 2 entire weeks. But I felt like they need some sort of structure. And I didn't say your daddy's rules are super dumb, so we're going to change that and we're going to change it hard. I just said, okay, new rules. And that's what they are. Okay, so the question here is... That was a long story. Am I the astronaut for changing my father-in-law's house rules while taking care of his children? Thoughts? Yeah, those poor kids, Stormborn. Agreed. I'm interested to see what you guys think here first. I've got some very strong NTA feelings, but there's also a part of me that's like, if we ask someone to watch our kids, if we want things done a certain way, we request that those things are done a certain way. So even if what the rules were not harmful, like to the kids' ability to process things, talk about fucking overstimulation. Like, wow, there's a reason these kids are struggling in school. It's because they're trying to spin 1,000 plates so he can spin none. Like, obviously that's fucked up.
That's not why you have kids.
Right. Yeah. You don't add kids. What is it? It was Trolls, the movie, right? When it was a knock on country music, which wasn't cool, but the way they did it was really funny. They had one of them had a baby, and it was they like handed him a shovel, and they're like, "Okay, get to work," and he said, "Okay, Daddy." That seems like he's just growing a workforce here. It's obviously not the way to treat or lead your family. Ignore all that for a second. If when he asked somebody to care for his kids, if he was like, hey, we have this structure, these things are really important, please stick to this, this, and this, none of that communication happened here. None of it. So even if there were things that were important enough to want you to stick to, none of that communication happened. He just assumed that you would run the ship as tight as he did, which he didn't really run. He made them run. You know what I mean? Even if it wasn't something terrible that he was expecting you to do or enforce, he didn't communicate it. So it doesn't matter. He had a big expectation of you to do this and has no right to bitch at you for the way that you did it, unless the way that you did it was harmful to the children. It wasn't. It was harmful to him. Because now he probably has to do the same amount of work that you were doing while you were there, which is more than 0. So it causes him harm. That's what he's pissed about here. Pain creates change, right? Maybe you think this is enough pain for him to change, Candy Thunder?
No, he's just pissed because his maids are
His maids are revolting. Yeah. So here is a possibility. If he's pissed because his workforce is revolting here and he's not going to change, he's going to enforce a greater amount of pain on the kids now to get them back in line. That's his version of I'm going to have a hard time with them. So ultimately this is going to end up causing those kids pain because he's going to turn that ship back around. It's not easy. I don't think she did the wrong thing at all, but it is going to cause the kids pain.
I do want to make sure that everyone understands that our rules that are like no sugar or like nothing. Like our rules are not Navy should be cleaning from the time you have her until the time you don't.
It's like, hey, it's like no ice cream, eating with your hands. That's what you wanted to say? I thought you were chiming in about the whole, like, this could cause the kids pain again because the father-in-law is going to right the ship.
I 100% that's what he's going to get. Like, that is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to make their life much harder. But also, I think that they need to work on their father-in-law and be like, this ain't it. This is not the way. Like, you're treating them like not even employees. You're treating them, I'm not even going to say it. And it's not the way.
The prisoners with jobs.
Prisoners with jobs, yeah. And kids are tiny human beings. They need their alone time. They need time to decompress. Yeah. Like
they need more time to process than we do.
Yeah. And I can see that, like, even when the older kids interact with Navy, like I can see when they have reached their limit of toddler time. And I'm like, hey, I got it. Like, go upstairs. Like, it's good. And she's going to scream and cry because she wants to play with them. But I'm like, you've had
my sister.
Yeah. I'm like, you've had enough. So I know, like, I can't imagine everything in our house being the responsibility of our kids. That's not why we had them. I want them to want to help, and they do, and they don't have a problem pitching in. But if I expected it from them every single day and never gave them a choice, they would resent me for the rest of their life.
And this probably goes back to how father-in-law was raised a bit too. You know, it might not all be nefarious. It could be how he was raised as well, and that's just ingrained in him. Also, catch you with a freaking dinosaur. That was cool. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. We likes go 71%. We're at 426 out of 600K. That dino was cool. Very cool. So to recap, OP is in TA. This is going to cause the kids additional pain because he is going to turn that ship back around. So if you want to try to prevent that, you probably have to enact some kind of campaign here to try to get father-in-law to change his ways, which is not going to be easy. I hope you are willing to jump in and do it in a way that makes you more involved, because your involvement showed them a much better, happier way. And if you are involved with this change, I would offer that. Offer to help him make this change. You would be able to make that go much more smoothly. And right now, they have no buffer because he is the only adult there. They have no buffer between him and them. And I'm sure they are catching a lot of his ire. I'm sure they are the main punching bag for his frustration, whether that be with them or anything else. They need a buffer. If you guys could be the buffer, that would be huge for them. Ugh, sucks. It is sad. Sucks. Hey, we have 3 minutes. Can we pull it off? Candace with an I. That unicorn fantasy, that's thinking cool. Thanks so much. MX Manners, Rose Healy, Tuflin Kind, Lacey Lex, Jane Owen, Mama Chick, Adventures with Pam K, Kim Shelton, Pulfer, Mad Hatter, Heyo, SD, Pulfer again there, Katya, Roberta, Miri, Sapphire Star, oh shit, Faina Druin, Katya Alice, welcome to the Gosh Heck Fam, Amanda F., Ed Harrison, Jen the Crafty Postal Worker, Megan B, and Bernard, courtesy of Miri. Welcome all to the Gosh Heck Fam. Glad to have you here. Rhonda Cummings, you as well in the Gosh Heck Fam. Heck yes. Let's go ahead and we can get one more story knocked out. We can do this. Hold on.
Yeah.
You're going to call the play, coach. Call the play, coach. I'm doing the Patrick Mahomes. Come on. Number 6. Okay, here we go. This story is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Refusing to See My Husband on His Birthday? It's my husband's birthday next week, a few days after his sister's. His sister messaged me asking if I had any plans for him this weekend and whether we would like to come and see her and have a joint birthday get-together. She lives 5 hours away, round trip. I said, sure, that sounds great, and that I had no plans for him this weekend, but I am doing something special on his actual birthday. I do have something on with my friends on Saturday morning, but this is literally 1 hour and did not impact us potentially seeing his sister at all. This is relevant later. I spoke to my husband about this, and he said he wanted to do something, just him and I, for his birthday. Ergo, dinner, spend the day together, etc. And we also needed to save for many upcoming expenses, vacation soon and moving house, and going down to see her would be expensive, and fuel, gifts, and having to pay for her dinner, she doesn't pay for anything, etc. I told him I already told her we were free, so he said that he would call her and handle it, and make up an excuse that he was seeing his own friends this weekend and couldn't make it. I agreed to this. He called her, and then after the call, he told me he had actually not told her he was free this weekend, but he told her I was not, and that I was actually going to see my friends. He said his sister was surprised and said, oh, but she didn't mention she was busy. This put me in such an awkward position. His sister told him it doesn't matter if I'm busy and for him to come and see her anyway. I asked him why he changed the whole story and pretty much threw me under the bus. He said he felt sorry for her on the phone and didn't want to spend her birthday without him, despite telling me a whole different story just an hour ago, and that it was fine if he changed his mind. I do recognize it's okay for him to change his mind and actually decide to see her. I feel massively betrayed. It's like he told me one thing and her another, and told her I was free on the week, and I told her I was free on the weekend, and he said I'm busy with friends, making me look like a liar. He said we weren't going to see her as we were saving up, but then totally flipped on the phone. He called me selfish and cold and two-faced, saying I'm fake to his sister and asking why I have a problem with him seeing her. Hold up. He just called you selfish, cold, and two-faced? After literally using you as a scapegoat to change his mind to what you wanted him to do anyway, but made you the villain in the story of him changing his mind, which he didn't need to do. None of that needed to happen. He just panicked. And it's good to know that if your partner's going to panic, you're the one they're going to throw under the bus. It's good that you learned that at least, right? Jeez. I told him I refuse to plan anything for his birthday now. I'm just so hurt and feel betrayed. I told him I don't want to see him this weekend, so all the plans are out the window. Oh, wait, I got to back up. Okay, after the two-faced statement, but the problem is really how he handled all of this, and he has pretty much stopped me from going too by telling her that I'm busy. I told him I refuse to plan anything for his birthday now. I'm just so hurt and feel betrayed. I told him I don't want to see him this weekend, so all the plans are out the window. Am I the astronaut? OP's comment, I'm getting a few questions, so I just want to clear things up. Apologies for rambling. 1, I committed to a plan without asking him first because I did genuinely want to see her, and my husband has never objected to seeing her, so I usually organize the times with her. That's a precedent. But I understand I should have checked with my husband first, and unfortunately for myself, I could have avoided all of this if I just told her in the first instance my husband said he was busy with friends or it was too much money. Hindsight is a great thing. 2, I did tell my sister-in-law that my husband said he wanted dinner, just me and him, for his birthday. I said this in case my husband said he didn't want to see her. She is very pushy, though, and probably interpreted this as on his actual birthday, meaning he was still free this weekend, and gave him a missed call, probably to convince him to come and see her. 3, I didn't message her to say my husband was busy with friends. It was too much money because he said she just gave me a missed call. I'll call her back and handle it, i.e. tell her he is busy while we were talking. This was before he threw me under the bus, LOL. Otherwise, I'm not a coward. I'd message her to tell her he actually said we're busy. 4, him not standing up to his sister is an ongoing issue. This is just one example of it, but it is the overriding factor for me here and one of the reasons why I took it too far and refused to do anything for his birthday now. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. We're always paying for her because she doesn't believe she should pay for anything if she's with a man, being serious here. 6, he's not seeing anyone else. Despite his shitty actions, this is one thing I'm sure of. This is not a solution, but I'm sick and tired of being treated like a doormat and a fallback for these things. I've messaged his sister to say that we actually can't come this weekend because he is busy with friends and it is too much money, but I am free. Now I will wait for him to confront me and ask why I told her that, and then ask him how it feels. How did this guy just randomly step in the biggest pile of shit and not be like, honey, I panicked. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the fuck came out of my mouth. It just came out and I couldn't reel it back in. And I know I'm a dick for saying that. And this is all complicated now. And I'm sorry. But instead of saying that, steps in the biggest pile of shit ever and is like, it's fine. Just deal with it. It's fine.
You'll be fine because I told you to be fine.
Cool, buddy. You might, and now is just stepping in shit again. Like every step he takes now, since randomly stepping in that big shit pile, which it was his choice, he has stepped in shit with every step after that since then. Stop stepping in shit, sir. Start trying to clean up the mess.
Quit making it worse. Quit doubling down.
Do yourself a favor and stop doing yourself damage. The question here is, am I the astronaut for refusing to see my husband on his birthday? It sucks that this is happening on his birthday. It sucks, but no. Because this has been an ongoing issue and it was finally the last straw. If anything, if this is something that keeps creating these kinds of scenarios that are this severe, then the action needed to be that drastic anyway, and pain creates change, right? Maybe the fact that it is on his birthday will be enough pain for him to be like, oh, I should remove my head from my ass and stop stepping in shit. Especially when it comes to my sister, because she's clearly able to bully him into whatever the hell she wants. And he'll give her a bonus. He's like, I'll let you bully me into doing whatever you want, and then I'll also step in shit in my relationship at the same time. That's talent. You've got a gift, dude. You did like a triple spin fuck up here. It's impressive. Give it an 8.5 on the fuck up scale. OP was NTA. Hubby here I don't think he's an ASCON 1 for throwing her under the bus and panicking and doing that. I think he's an ASCON 1 for, after throwing her under the bus, not owning up to it and not being like, yeah, I don't know why, not trying to fix the situation, just continually making it worse. He took an unfortunate circumstance in which he was a 2 and turned himself into a 1 just by being stubborn. Oof.
Both goals.
Both goals?
We're so close. Keep tapping. Keep bolting. Keep tapping.
Oh, we are close to the likes goal, aren't we? 597, 599. I'm pretty sure we're going to get there. And we're at 96 hundo. Hey, likes goal's there. Yeah. Nice work, everybody. Nice work. You hit the friggin' likes goal. That's amazing. And we're at 9,800. Of 100K on those bolts as well. I'm gonna go and start thanking some people as they're showing up. And here, you know what? I can actually click on it as we go. Hey, we hit it. We just hit it. You done did it. I will definitely need a save on number 15 and beyond for this. Numbers are hard. Words are hard. Mandy, heck yeah. That's awesome. Glad to have you in the gosh heckin' fam. Your fingers died while tapping Sharifa, thank you so much. Diggy, the team Tappy Thunder. Yeah. Dr. Sweet to the number 1 spot there. Lacey Lex, get jazzy on it. Dread Zone, Adventures with Pam, TLS Journey, Tanya Pimpleton, Fane Through, and Katja, Alice, Callie Through, Just Heather, Mama Silver. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Where's this at? Okay, got it. I lost my place. Jane Owen, Chef Tila, Lee Photography, Fane, Lady of Oz, Candy Thunder, Tony Spark, Christina Glazer, Exile, Tinkerbell, White Eye Cats, Ramel, Jelly 55, Opal, Lady of Poison, got Kai, Dreamsicle, Cassie Harrelson, Lori T, Katisi, Bever Darlin, Violet Green, 10th anniversary, Yvette, Sweet Shelley, Blues Clues, Jarby, High 63-150, Poll for Miss Pamela L, Justina, Kayla JM, Diana Rose, Adrian McNeil, Kiki Leon Tarakis. I'm sure I'm screwing that up. Sorry. Thank you. And C Mike. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate all of the love here. We hit the likes goal. We hit everything. You guys knocked it out of the park today. Heck yes. We do have VIP coming up here in 10 to 15 minutes. We'll shut down and get set up for that, where the members of the Storm will be able to join us, and it'll be a chat with Candy Thunder, Tony Spark, and me back in the studio. It will be a Discord notification. It'll be quick. We'll try to though. Miles, if you're still around and you see that, will you pop a notification to Discord whenever VIP goes live here in 15 minutes or so? Thank you guys so much. You're amazing. Appreciate all the love. What is Ava Thunder coming up here? You want music or no music? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special appearance here from Ava Thunder.
Nobody can see your feet.
Oh, I have no shoes.
Nobody can see your feet.
I have no shoes on.
They wouldn't know that you didn't have shoes on unless you said, I have no shoes on. Just step forward just a little bit, right in the middle of the mat there. There you go. Ava Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Say hi.
Hi.
So, messages will pop up for you right here. It's Ava Thunder.
Are you going to speak?
Oh, I don't know what to speak.
You don't know what to speak.
No.
She's mine.
Okay. How did you do anything exciting at school today?
Her birthday's on Saturday.
Yeah. What are you doing on Saturday?
We're
Weather pending.
going to Kansas City.
What are you gonna do in KC?
We're gonna go to the mall, and then we're gonna go to dinner.
We're going to Travis Kelce's just to hang out.
We're going to go see Taylor. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's all good.
Yeah, she's turning 15.
She's gonna be driving soon, guys.
Yeah.
Like the process of learning to drive is going to officially begin with both of the teen girls, and my beard is going to be all white in a very short amount of time.
I feel like I was chill.
Opinions on TTPD?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't.
I do know. I
Well,
know.
say what you know.
I
TTPD.
like all of it. I like
all of it. Favorite song?
I don't know.
I can do it
Probably-
with a broken heart.
No, probably Who's Afraid of Little Old Me or
Yeah,
Love of
I
My
knew
Life.
she was gonna say
or
Who's Afraid of Little
LOML.
Old Me.
Love of My Life. Lost My Life.
LOML.
Kind of birthday cake. Probably funfetti cake.
But tell them you don't want the icing that matches.
No, the funfetti can't have the funfetti icing because I don't like being able to like actually taste the
The dots.
dots. It has to have vanilla icing.
Huh. It's an ism. That's an ism.
Oh, they said you have beautiful eyes.
Oh, thank you.
You do have beautiful eyes. Well spoken and kind. Morgana can tell that you're being raised right.
Strawberry icing.
Now get back home and get back to your chore list. All right, we'll get set up for VIP here, guys. Give him a wave.
Bye, friends.
Give him a jovial dance. Here, you get the VIP or the BTS cam here too. There she is. Oh, she's like, oh, now they can see my feet. Yeah, sorry, forgot about that. All right. All right, we'll see you guys soon. 15 minutes for VIP. We'll see you then.